Hi guys, welcome to TechBased. In this video, we're going to talk about another big Windows 11 24H2 update, this time in the release preview channel. Yeah, it's pretty early for an update in the release preview channel, but Microsoft decided to do this update pretty early. I think about almost 2 weeks early than we were used to. But as I've said, these big updates in the release preview channel, which is basically the first Windows 11 Insider preview channel, are updates that will come in the main release in about 2 or 3 weeks time at max. So these features and these new updates that you see will most likely be part of the main release pretty soon. In this video, we're talking about the build 26100.3902, as I've said, for 24H2 or KB5055627. So as I've said, this is a pretty big update with a lot of new features, new additions, but maybe not in the way you expected. And of course, we're going to talk about this in this video. If you enjoy videos like these, please don't forget to leave a like below and also subscribe to the TechBased channel with the notification bell activated so that you won't miss any future uploads like this one. So let's begin with the video. Before starting the video, I want to introduce you to private internet access. Using the internet without private internet access is like leaving your phone unsupervised in public places. All it takes is one quick thief to grab it. A virtual private network, or VPN for short, hides your IP address and safeguards your internet connection through an encrypted tunnel. Private internet access is the world's most transparent VPN provider with over 30 million downloads, and their no logs policy has been proven multiple times in court. Streaming services such as Netflix have different library options based on where you are located. Using private internet access, you'll be able to watch those shows or movies that are not available in your current location. With private internet access, you can also unblock restricted content such as news websites for Canadians, which have been blocked in the past month. And you can use one private internet access subscription to protect an unlimited amount of devices at the same time. Make sure to check out private internet access in the links from the description below for a great deal, 83% discount and 4 months free. First of all, to get things out of the way, we're going to talk about new AI features which are strictly related to Copilot PCs and components. If you don't have a Copilot PC or the necessary components, you won't have these features and you won't encounter them. First of all, Microsoft is introducing Windows Recall. For those of you who don't know, Windows Recall is basically a new AI feature which will do screenshots of your screen constantly, and then you're going to be able to search through those screenshots using AI. You're going to be able to search through photos, documents, and all that. Of course, this can be customized. You have certain options to disable, to tell Recall to not take screenshots of certain apps, certain websites, and so on. But of course, if you want to test this out, you need to have a Copilot PC. I don't have a Copilot PC, so I'm just showing you some screenshots so that you are up to date to what's happening in general in the general Windows 11 use. Also, Microsoft is introducing Click to Do, which is a new option that can help you do things faster. For example, you can make Click to Do to take actions such as erasing objects using the Photos app or remove the background using Paint. Also, on Snapdragon-powered Copilot PCs, Click to Do includes intelligent text actions. For example, you can use Win key plus mouse click or Win plus Q to select a text block and then drag to select the text that you want, and so on. Also, you can easily open Click to Do when you swipe from the rightmost edge of your display, and Microsoft is also providing policies for managing Click to Do in a commercial environment. The last 3 things that I've said are only on Snapdragon-powered Copilot PCs, basically computers or laptops that have touchscreen and are pretty mobile. There are also improvements for Windows Search, which now makes it easier to find documents, photos, and also settings in your Copilot PCs, which is powered by semantic indexing models along with traditional lexical indexing. And also, you will now be able to easily search for files saved in the cloud, again on Copilot PCs, using this new improved search. And lastly, a feature for Copilot PCs again, you can now manage which apps Windows can recommend actions from under Settings, Apps, and then Actions. Now let's move on to features that most of us will encounter. The new Start menu phone link sidebar is back with information about your phone, messages, calls, photos, and also recent photos or messages, whatever you selected to show, and also additional information such as the connection status, Bluetooth, and also the battery percentage. You also have this option to open phone link directly, customize recent activity, or start settings. If you click on customize recent activity, the phone link app will open. You're going to be able to customize what will show in the start menu. And another nice thing that is added is the ability to send files. If you select this and then you quickly drag and drop a file to this window that appears, we're going to see that the process is really fast. You just drag and drop a file, it's going to establish the connection, and the file is sent successfully really easily. And I think this is a really nice new feature that allows you to send a file directly from your computer to your phone. We've talked about this new feature in previous videos, so I'm not going to go in depth with it, but I think it's a pretty nice new feature. Additionally, in the start menu, you're going to notice that when you right click on a pinned app, you're going to to have multiple options. For example, you're going to have the options to move to front, move left, move right, and this will easily help you move apps in the start menu pinned list. You can also create a new app folder directly with that app using this option from the context menu. So I think these are some small changes and improvements that I think overall will improve the user experience altogether when using the start menu. There are also some start menu fixes. For example, if you have multiple pages of apps pinned to the start menu, you couldn't use touch to switch pages. This was fixed. And also the sign out and more options buttons in the start menu account manager might not be visible with increased text size. This was also fixed. There are also some new widgets improvements in this build or update. If you use widgets, of course, developers can now use their existing content to create interactive widgets that can be added to multiple widget surfaces. And of course, for more information, you can check out the official Microsoft blog post. Related to the File Explorer, Microsoft is doing some small improvements. For example, we're getting this new section with shared files where we're going to be able to see files that are shared with our Microsoft account really easily, alongside with information such as the one that you get when you see the recent files, the location, the date accessed, and so on. Also, now the dialogues in the File Explorer in general, the copy, the cut, move, and so on, will now respect the text size that you input inside accessibility and then text size. So if you have a larger text size here, those dialogues will also respect this text size. And Microsoft has also applied some improvements for when you're extracting archives, and to be more exact, when you're extracting archives with a lot of small files, the performance of that extraction should be faster, starting with this update. There's also a fix related to the File Explorer address bar, which might unexpectedly not show a path after opening. As I've said, this is now fixed. Another new and useful feature, in my opinion, is the new drag tray feature. So as I've said, if you, for example, have a file on your desktop and you want to quickly share it, you can now drag it, and this new drag tray up top will appear. If you hover over it, you're going to be able to share to your phone certain apps, for example, Snipping Tool, Paint, Outlook, Microsoft 365 Copilot, or if you drop your mouse above more, you're going to be able to open the share window automatically, and here you're going to be able to use nearby share, certain apps, Copilot, WhatsApp, for example, which has to be installed, and of course other emails if you want. I think this is a really nice new feature that is pretty nicely implemented by Microsoft, which allows you to quickly share a file. Also related to Windows Share, if you want to share a file in the File Explorer, for example, you select it and then click on Share. Inside the Share section, you're going to be getting an option to edit that file before sharing it. Also, you have the option to select its quality if you want to lower the quality of it, of course. If you send the original, you can see the size here, but if you select medium, you're going to notice that the quality will be lower. If you click on edit, of course, the same section from the Photos app will open, where you have options to crop, to change the brightness, exposure, contrast, color, and so on, apply certain enhancements, and also markup, where you can apply certain highlights and so on. So I think this is a really nice new way of quickly editing a file before sharing it. And what's nice is that this edit that you do on this file won't override the original file. This will only be done for sharing purposes. And of course, you can click on apply and then share the file. As spotted by Phantom of Earth on Twitter or X.com, in the settings app in this new update, we have some changes related to the battery graphs. If you go to system, then power and battery, and then battery usage, we're going to notice that under the battery levels or the battery graph, we're also going to have some explanations of what certain things mean. For example, I have the charging section, or a section where energy saver was turned on. So I think this is a nice, pretty little improvement. And also related to Windows Update, now when you're installing certain cumulative updates or other optional updates, Microsoft will also show you an estimate of how long that will take whenever you are required to restart your computer. That is also a nice little addition. Related to Windows Studio Effects, if your computer has it, the Studio Effects automatic framing filter will be enabled when the camera is used for the first time, of course, if your PC supports the Studio Effects. Microsoft has also done some changes for desktop icons, and the logic for apps pinned to the desktop has been updated so that packaged apps no longer show an accent-colored backplate. So if I were to, for example, drag and drop an app from the All Apps section in the Start menu, for example, the calculator, we're going to see that the app icons will be bigger and easier to see now. So I think that is pretty nice. Let's try with another app as an example. For example, Microsoft Click to Do. As you can see, the apps and the icons are larger and easier to see whenever you are copying a shortcut to the desktop. And also, as spotted by Phantom of Earth on Twitter or X.com, you're also going to be able to see a new notification for Microsoft accounts, which is something pretty similar to this one. Never lose access to your account. Passwords can be lost or stolen. Add a phone number now. So whenever you install this build, you will most likely see this notification toast. Now moving on to new app updates in this build or update, we have a new Copilot app update, which will now include some new features which are called file search and also vision. These features are slowly rolling out for users in the United States, and you may not see them right away. But first of all, file search is an option that Copilot can help you now find, open, and ask questions about the contents of a file on your device from the Copilot Windows app. That is also pretty nice. And Copilot Vision is an option that allows you to share any browser or app window with Copilot, and Copilot can help you analyze, offer insights, or answer your questions about that window. That is also pretty nice. Of course, the Copilot app update or version has to be 1.25034.133.0 or higher if you want to encounter these new features. The Photos app has also received some updates. For example, you have this new button, Ask Copilot. If you click on it, basically Copilot will analyze this image for you and you can ask certain questions about it. For example, where is this wallpaper from? And I'm gonna press enter and let's see if Copilot can give us some information from its rivals, but apparently it cannot, because it states that this wallpaper appears to be from the Windows 11 operating system, where this wallpaper is actually from iOS, which is, I think, pretty funny. Also, whenever you're using the OCR section and the Photos app detects text, whenever you click on it, you can also search in web with Bing certain text that you see or encounter with that OCR function. There's also an update for Narrator. You can now keep track of what Narrator has spoken and access it for a quick reference with the new option or feature which is called Speech Recap that can quickly access spoken content, can follow along with live translation, and copy what Narrator last said. Also, the Live Captions app now supports live translation with simplified Chinese, and we have certain new updates for voice access as confirmed by Phantom of Earth on Twitter or X.com, improved feature discoverability, flexible commanding on Copilot PCs, and again, support for Chinese. Of course, if you want to get all these app updates, you can just open up the Microsoft Store, go into the download section, and then click on check for updates so that all your apps are up to date, and of course, you'll be faster to get all these new features that I've talked about in this video. Now, let's talk about some fixes in this build. For example, related to the taskbar, Microsoft fixed the underlines under app icons in the taskbar, which might have remained and stayed visible even if the app has been closed. Also, if you use the arrow keys after pressing the Windows key plus T, the arrows move in the wrong direction for Arabic and Hebrew display languages. Related to display, Microsoft fixed an issue where you may need to press the Win plus P keyboard shortcut twice to switch topologies. There's also a fix for Win32 Applications where there is an uncommon issue with xFloat fell where a horizontal line might appear in the incorrect location, so that was fixed. Microsoft also fixed some external graphics cards which are connected over Thunderbolt, which might have unexpectedly not been discoverable in some cases. They also fixed Hyper-V Manager, which unexpectedly showed 0% CPU usage for VMs. Related to internet connections, this update addresses an issue affecting internet connectivity on devices after resuming from sleep mode. Users might experience intermittent internet connections. Related to file systems, this update addresses an issue when the operating system stops unexpectedly and an error message appears on a blue screen during normal usage with a user profile redirected to a network VHD. And finally, related to imaging, this update addresses an issue where some content pages with JPEG images were not displaying. There is also a known issue in this build related to settings, system, and then recovery, where after installing this update, Windows recovery environment may not work and you may not be able to use the fix problems using Windows Update option, but these issues will be fixed in another update really soon. So this is pretty much the big update in this month in the release preview channel. As I've said, this update will also be part of the main release in about 2 or 3 weeks time. So of course, if you want to check out more information about this, you can check out the article below, the official Microsoft blog post, or Phantom of Earth on Twitter or X.com. Of course, don't forget to leave a comment below stating your opinion on this update. And if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to leave a like below and also subscribe to the TechBase channel with the notification bell activated so that you won't miss any future uploads like this one. I was Emmanuel from TechBase. Until next time, have a nice day.